Right, I've got some Le Cavalier stuff to do on the ramp. I've just had to do the tracking with my measuring tape because I put a track rod end on it after it was tracked. So I've just measured it up equal length front and back on the tyres. And I've now got the little grommet out the bottom of the screen wash bottle. I've been blasting it with my new blowgun because we're not getting any water out of it. So I'm going to pop him back in with the pump. He's floating about up there somewhere, and then I'll put some screen wash back in it. Try it again. Before I put it back down, I am tightening my power steering pump belt, slacking that 13, take the lock nut off, give us a bit of slack, and then this will wind out, and that will put tension on our belt. You can see the brackets pulling out there. Which it was getting a little bit, slipping a little bit when it was wet. No, I'm just going to finish that off. Right, that's that tight. Nice bit of tension on it, not overly so, just you can give the belt a little bit of a twist. But it's something you need to do periodically because it doesn't tension automatically. See, there was nothing coming out that pipe before, so yay! Success. Tried to tighten the power steering pipe that goes in up the top there, and it popped out. So either it was never in there in the first place, or it's been winding itself out because it wasn't tight enough. But it's definitely in there now. Freed it all off, but obviously when I took it out, the power steering fluid went everywhere because I wanted to free the nut off the pipe. So I'll give this a soak down with brake cleaner and get it all cleaned up. Another 3 stupid little things off the list of Le Cavalier. Just been underneath the bottom of the car and got into the Bowden cable, which you can see in there, which connects to the control for the heater. That kept popping off. So I've got it clipped back in again, but I've cable tied it onto the loom, which prevents it flexing. So that works perfectly now. And I've also connected the bonnet catch in as well because it kept popping out, so it's in there properly now. And I've just replaced the stay for the bonnet because the one that was on it was bent and rusty. But I'll keep that because they're good. They're ideal these for making exhaust hangers up. So that's in there now. So we've done 6 things, which is good. Have a look at my battery bracket now because that's snapped off. I just quickly put another battery bracket in there now because the one that's on it, the bolt had snapped and I don't like that, and the battery's on back to front. Ah! Ideal. Temporary battery bracket in there, just drilled a hole, stuck a bolt through it, used this bit of metal I had. Cannot find the bracket, and you can see the bolt snapped off there anyway, so I need to get that out of there. Done, that'll do for now. So that's like 7 or 8 things that are fixed on this tonight. Woohoo! I'm just back for Doncaster with Le Cavalier, and I'm just going to tweak the tracking up on this because I never did it at a base setting. And all I'm waiting for is hopefully the side repeaters turn up tomorrow and get this MOT'd on Friday. I've got an ABS ring to put on it, I think. But I'll put the Tech 2 on it and that'll tell us what's not right on it. And then it's basically all good to go. Well, I was hoping the side repeaters turned up today, but not to worry. If I get them tomorrow, that'll be fine. Grab the tape. I'm just going to get it in there. Right, all we're doing is measuring the distance. We've done it before on the channel a few times. Measuring the distance between the outside edge of the tyres at the front and the back. So we are on this one 159, and if we go to the back and measure it again, we're now on 159. So right, first practicality test for the Astra estate, because we're going to go and pick up a load of storage boxes for the unit. All that metal plate on the floor is from Truck Hydraulics in Doncaster, where I was on a photo shoot for Truck and Driver magazine, and they kindly gave me some offcuts. So we'll now go and get these boxes, and hopefully they fit in here, just like an Astra van really. Roll that down. See how practical it is, being a smaller car than the Omega and the Saab. You'll have to excuse the metal tapping away in the back there. Maybe should have taken it out, but it needs to come out down the unit anyway. I'm just 5 minutes away from picking up these packing crates. Things driving spot on. The engine management light and the ABS lights never came back on again. I need to go and bend the top of the door frame in. We've got a bit of a whisper coming round that seal. I need to get another seal for it. A little bit of wind noise, but apart from that, it drives very well. There we go, folks. We have 10 massive substantial packing crates which will be perfect for putting car parts in. That is such a good find, getting them for a tenner each. Locally as well, 15 minutes down the road. Wahey! The Astra is now loaded up not only with the storage boxes but a good proportion of my tools as well. So everything does fit in, although I've got to have my driver's seat a little bit further forward than I would like. Management lights back on, ABS lights on, the speedo cable's snapped on it because they're all so old now. Need to have a look at the flasher relay because the indicator isn't flashing on left, and we've got a little oil leak out of the dipstick tube, so we'll need to get some gasket sealer around that because the gasket's not doing the job. But that's shakedown runs for you. Go in and catch all the little glitchy bits. I've got some oil here for the car as well. I'm going to put some 1540 semi-synthetic in it that I've had lying about for ages. We're going to use it kind of as flushing oil. I won't keep it in for that long. The oil that I did put in it has gone dirty quickly with the engine having sat for a good while. So it'll be good practice to give it another oil change, use that to flush it out, and then we'll get some 1040 in it. Aside from that though, core of the car's spot on. The engine's starting to liven up now, steering's good, handling's good, and that's without me getting the tracking done properly either. So we're off to the unit, and I might go and probably will do a couple of jobs on the Saab that I need to do to get out, back out the unit, and I'll leave this back in here, back in the unit for a period of time until I've got the little glitchy bits done on it, which won't take very long at all. Is that what you said? No. Well, fucking as many as it takes to get all the parts packed away properly here. Yeah. As many as it requires to get all the parts packed away in here. That's 10 there. Listen to that terrible metallic noise it's making. If I go and take some of this spray, which I'm not really meant to do to a belt, and it immediately goes quiet for a while. Just have to try another belt on it, see how it goes. You know, I've got 3 belts and the other 2 are the wrong size, so I've cleaned all the grooves out in this and got all the dirt and oil out that. Cleaned the back of the belt up so it's not got oil and crap on it anymore. Do it properly, we'll put it back on and see what it does. Saab belt remains noisy for now, so I'm just taking the little connector off, the ball socket end. We're going to put a new one of these on. As you can see, that one broke. There's the old one there. Probably could have just got an arm for it, I don't know. No, I couldn't have, it broke off there. This should be the correct thing. Yes, it is. It was wrong the last time. There we go. There we go. One new headlight automatic adjuster sensor fitted with a new little... I didn't use the new little bar that I bought. That's the old one. That wasn't cheap, and it's too short. Must be for a different one. Oh well. Can go into stock, might get used one day. The belt is now quietened down. I blasted a load of compressed air into the alternator to see if there was any crap in it, clear it all out. Tried sounding the back of the harmonic balancer because you do have to use the old sections. I don't know if that was funny. It sounds okay just now, but what you might notice is how they're not flickering now. They were flickering earlier. And and the voltage was jumping about a lot last week. It's pretty steady now, like 13.9, 14.3. I don't know, are they flickering now? I don't think they are. They get the headlight restoration thing onto them. Right, behave. It's somewhat dark in the Astra, but at the ignition switch, the little screw there, my hands are filthy, was missing, so I've got that now, so I can put a new ignition switch in, and you push that little knob in at the back, and then that holds it in snugly so it can't move and get all mangled like that one did. So as you can see, the process of tidying up has started. Work in progress, but there's so much more space already. It's finally happening. I've got these 10 storage boxes I got yesterday, and I'm picking up another 10 smaller ones and a big wooden packing crate as well. That'll be good. Tonight, side repeaters, speedo cable, ABS ring, and I want to blast out the washer jets on this with some compressed air, and I want to have a look at the cruise control setup on it as well. That one just doesn't seem like it's...
I'm here, I've just run for a bolt. Are you ready?
Aye, go for it.
Still leaking at the back.
That's a little better though now.
Oh, it's better, aye.
Hold on. There we go. New side repeater lens, which isn't all broken and glued on at the back, which inevitably happens if you disturb them after a while because the plastic goes all hard on them. Well, we're just checking the speedo cable because I thought it had snapped and it wasn't. It just wasn't screwed in right. It had popped off. So what we're doing is we're going to put a drill on it to go and test it to make sure it's working all right. Go for it. Wahey! My drill does 40 mile an hour. It's no doing it now. Now got the Tech 2 on to go and check what fault code we had on it. And the advantage of the Astra being a wee bit more than the Cavalier is we can use this. How many is it going to spit out? No speed signal and immobiliser wrong signal. Ah. Okay, well it wasn't getting a speed signal because the thing wasn't working, but it was probably jumping in and out, probably getting a bad signal. An immobiliser wrong signal, that's because the key wasn't there for it. Okay, so that's nothing. And that's all that's there, stored. Right, we'll just delete them. Minted, didn't even have any. That was it. Right. Also, we'd spit out a load of codes for aircon. If I did that. Transmission. Thinks it's got an automatic gearbox on it. Just doing a check of our data display. I don't know if you can see that too well. I both see it there. Coolant temperature 20 degrees, that's correct. Intake air temperature says 1 degree, so that's not right. So I don't know if it needs an intake air temp sensor because that shouldn't be saying 1 degree. Might look into that. Probably I will have one lying about somewhere in something. I'm not worried about it. If anything, without thinking the air's cold, it's probably going to go better. We've just been checking out the connections on the back light because we had them going haywire there, so we've got a bit of the old contact cleaner. And we'll go and clean the pins up in here, and the pins up in there are filthy as well. And then hopefully this will all work again, because when you're like wiggling it, the lights would behave for a bit, and then they wouldn't. So just corrosion on the pins with it sitting about for so long. Aye, both brake lights are on, aye. 5 indicators. Fuck it in reverse. Right, that's alright. That's alright. 1 reversing light, that's alright in the offside, okay. Right, so I need a reversing light and a fogging tail. First time out for this. It's my new power probe. Don't appear to be getting power to the heated seat switches, so I'm going in there, and if you press the buttons on and off, they do not light up. You can go to the back of the blacks here, ignition live. There is no power at it. Where is it? Interesting. And so if I go to the switch there now and go into it, it'll light up because I am now giving it. See? Yeah, so they do light up, they're not getting power. So I need to trace and find out what's going on with our wire. From there, it goes back to fuse 20, but they do work. They're just not getting a feed. Which means I've got a broken wire, which runs under the carpet. I can check this with a probe at fuse 20, which is telling me I'm getting 12 volts at it. But there's no continuity between that fuse and these wires. I wonder if there's a relay in here or if it's simply a broken wire. Just had a look through the old Haynes manual, and the heated seats do not run off a relay, so they have got a broken wire. Means I need to run a new wire from there to fuse 20. That's annoying. Oh well. Right, now by splicing into the back of the fuse where it's meant to be and running a wire direct from there and bypassing the broken bit. Yay, you've now got heated seats. I'll check it underneath at the plug as well on the seat to make sure it's all right, but they weren't getting power, so they're never going to work. So I'll now have to go and route this wire, take it up underneath the console and splice it in there. So now making sure we're all connected up, we can go under here with the probe, shove it in there and put the ignition on. We're getting our voltage. You see that? Honestly don't know, it says 11 volts. I've been sitting with the ignition on. Just need to run that wire in now and the heated seats are working. Right, job almost done. Can't find my insulating tape, so I'm going to leave it out till tomorrow. It's Friday night anyway, but that's now got 12 volts coming from its original fuse. So the heated seats are getting the 12 volts. Way! So that's good. I've got about 5 rolls of insulating tape and I can't find any. That's like my 10mm socket, so it is. That proved to be handy there as well. Used it for the first time. Ideal. Yeah, nice little bit of kit that for 30 quid. It's handy for checking if something's got power to it and putting power into it to see if it's faulty. I've got a couple of back wiper motors, heated rear windows, things like that to test out with it. See if they are indeed dead, if it's a lack of power. Nice. On a photo shoot with Truck and Driver down in Gateshead with Fab, but Chris, who watches the channels, come down. He works here as well with Scott, who's got the lorry, And this is his Cavalier Cesaro, and he's very kindly donated some parts to the cause as well. Got a set of fog lights for Fab and a couple of turbo bits as well. He's very kind of you, thanks for that. Get a look at this Cesaro now, because it's making Le Cav look quite sorry for itself, part beside this. This is really good nick, isn't it? How long you had it for?
I've had it since June 2019.
Pre-times, just before the pandemic.
Yes.
So it's really, it's one of the nicest Cesaros I've seen since it were new. It's a super good nick. What was it like when you got it?
It wasn't too bad. It was really faded and wouldn't run. Other than that, it was pretty much as you see it now, just polished.
Yeah, it's
Had any main paint or anything?
gleaming red there. The Cavalier Cesaro is by far and away the best of the special editions that Vauxhall did. You got these lovely 15-inch alloy wheels, which are known as Cesaro wheels, and you got the black sports interior with them. Oh, what a nice way that door opens. My door handle's not like that. That's got a nice bit of tension. Is that a new handle, is it? I'm going to say that feels totally different. My check strap's broken. Yeah, got this lovely sports interior with them. 1.8. Oh, there's quite a rare version where you got the V6 as well. And it also came with a boot spoiler on it. Is yours a motorsport on the...
It's a motorsport on the group, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing with these is they're in the V5 they're listed as a motorsport, which was down to one of the dealers who registered most of them. I think it was Cowie, put them all down as a motorsport when it's really also called a Cesaro.
This one was registered by Cowie according to the logbook.
Yeah, they've all got V on their edge, like VP or VR. They're all, like the vast majority of Cesaros all went into the same place, and whoever it was first registering them, called them the wrong thing.
Definitely a motorsport on the long route.
Yeah, it's lovely that. What else is that in it? It's got Bilsteins and Ibachs on it.
Bilstein's Ibachs, Piper exhaust. And
A Piper exhaust?
Yeah.
That's quite a... I had a Piper on my Mark II back in the day. That's quite an unusual, quite a rare thing these days. Oh, it's stainless as well.
Yeah, you had to specially make it. He had not,
Oh, wow.
on eBay, but
You were busy under this, eh?
yes.
Good grief.
A lot of wire wheeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Reapplying underseal.
Wow, that looks amazing. What underseal? What do you use for like rust proofing stuff?
I can't remember the name of it. You get it in like a gun and spray it on.
Gravitex or
No,
something?
it's a proper underseal. You've got to heat it up. And
Yeah.
put your compressor on it and put it on, but it's,
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. It goes on exactly like the factory stuff.
I've been using Gravitex, which does go kind of dry, but it's not red.
Yeah, well that's not red, that's just it's mixed up truck chassis paint.
Right?
Yeah. And it's actually, they mixed it to flame red.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's on top of the rust proofing, is it?
It's on top of the rust proofing, yeah. Like I say, it's been 4 years since I've done underneath and it's never been
Yeah,
touched.
it looks really good that, eh?
So, apart from the rear anti-robot.
Had a lot of Vauxhalls in the past.
Yes, I've had Mark IV Astra, SXI with a full amateur body kit and 18-inch wheels.
They were nice, those SXIs. They've vanished now.
I have.
Totally, they were everywhere as well.
One of them. I had a Mark V Astra SRI Sport Hatch with the XP kit on. Astra VXR.
What made you go for the Cavalier this time then? You have them back in the day?
I'd
Or?
always had them.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted one. So when this one came up, it was just down the road in Darlington. Jumped straight on it. Yeah. And then I had quite a few. Always loved Vauxhalls. Don't know why, I just have.
Good to drive, easy to work on.
This is by far the best one I've had for driving mine, of all the Vauxhalls.
Yeah, if you got a good Cavalier, they drive brilliant. The comfort and the handling on them, I know that looks a little bit rough and ready at the moment, but it drives phenomenally.
Yeah.
It's that sits and wants to cruise at 90 mile an hour. It's just effortless. Get now.
To be honest, that'll cruise 85, 90, no bother.
Oh yeah, that's what they were designed to do. Like they all do. Even the 1600s will sit in the motorway all day at that speed.
2 minutes along.
Now, because this is Le Cav is going to be going to full pre-facelift spec, Chris is very kindly giving me these fog lights for the pre-facelift bumper. Now, these are like what we would call normal ones. They've got normal bulbs in them, but these ones have got like projectors in them. What are these out of? Does anybody know? What's the difference? Because I've never even seen them before. A different lamp setup. But that'll be great to get the whole pre-facelift front end in this, and we'll go and get the front panel on it and get the wiper back on there so it doesn't look grotty. Oh, and I did a crash bar for the back of that as well. If anybody's got a crash bar, the bumper bar at the back, because that's all bent as well. Yeah, what's the difference? Projectors, normals, made in Austria. Bet nothing's made in Austria like that anymore. I'm going out to scout for photography locations for the Scania and the bulldozers. Along with very kindly getting hold of some fog lights for Fab, while I was down Newcastle way, I went on to Gumtree and I've picked up the towing eye cover for the Corsa's body colour rear bumper, and the chap also gave me a 5-door tailgate, which I don't really need, but you know, he's wanting rid of it. And I got a wiper linkage and a couple of headrests for the back of the Corsa as well. Hello Bob, how you getting on? Oh, I've been friendly because I've been away.